when you can get back to work. Welcome everyone, Paul Wright here, your next episode of in Profit Club and Profit Club Academy. And there's a lot of movement around at the moment about recruitment and everything else. So I thought it was quite appropriate to get Prabin Gautam on. Prabin, thanks for joining us on Profit Club.
Thanks, Paul. Great to be here.
Now, Prabin, I've come across Prabin through a mutual client of ours, and he's done a lot of work with their websites and other things. And he's got a real interest in recruitment and how to use recruitment and branding to recruit, and also to attract great clients. So I thought we need to dive deeper into that. But before we go, the formal introduction of Prabin. He's the head of Australia's leading full-service digital healthcare digital agency, VIS. Over the past 14 years, he and his dedicated team have been helping practice owners build their businesses and personal brand, generate quality appointments, and also assist in recruitment, which as a result makes health practice owners' lives easier with more profits and less stress. So, which is why I hit him up for this presentation today. And full disclosure, I actually did a session with Prabin's team on my website the other day. So, and it was excellent. So I thought, well, we've got to get these guys on. So Prabin, that's the formal introduction. Give me the real story. Give me the real background. Where did Prabin Gautam spring from? Tell us all about it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Paul. Great to add value to the community, to your community. And a little bit about myself. Prabin Gautam. I'm originally from Nepal. Not sure people have where it is. It is obviously in between India and China. Big countries, surrounded with the Mount Everest, Himalayas. Yeah. So that's where I'm originally from. Came here, Australia in 2005. Started the business, and still remember the first websites. It cost me about tens of thousands of dollars, Paul, hoping that I get a quality leads and sales. But it didn't happen that way, because obviously my background is engineering background. I'm a lecturer. I'm very involved on the entrepreneur side, or technology side. Started this websites, hoping that gets me a leads and sales, and all those sort of things didn't happen. Spent a lot of money, waited for 6 months, 9 months, and a year. And guess what? There's nothing still. And then it came to the point, then I thought, okay, I got to find the right mentors. And I found, I asked help for a lot of the mentors, one of the top ones in Australia. And the lesson learned is it's not about just the business. The sales and marketing is a key component on any business. So whether that may be technology business, healthcare business, allied health, dental, medical, as you name it, sales and marketing is a key in every business. Now, fast forward 15 years later now, me and the dedicated team we have experts focusing on growing the healthcare business, building their brand, and generate their appointments, and then obviously generate the quality appointments for them.
But what led you into healthcare? How did you, being an engineering background, how did you end up looking after health business owners?
Well, it is no surprise actually. As we started with back in those days when I was living in Adelaide, we started with a couple of physios practice. Actually, one of mate of mine, he had a couple of 2 or 3 clinics. He said, look, could you help me? And then after that, we started helping him. And then his mates asked us, oh, you guys did a brilliant websites and videos. How about we also need a help here? And that's how it started. And you never thought that we would be, we never thought we would be so specialized. But at the moment, when we look back about 14 years now, so we started from not just with word of mouth, Paul, because one client, we believe it's not just having one client or bringing one client. Our DNA is all about having that client's raving fans. So they tell other clients that, and then we help them. So that's how it started with the 1 or 2 clients. And then it started with the physios and chiros, and then therapist business, like then podiatricians, and then we slowly thought, oh, that's pretty interesting, because we love working on the healthcare clients. And by then we have got a specialized team who writes a specialized copy, specialized content, specialized videos, And then we started in more on, and dental and medical as well last 10 years typically.
There's an interesting lesson there already from what you've done, Prabin. Like often health professionals are worried about niching. They're worried about going into a certain niche of just say back pain or knee pain. They're worried about that because they think, what about all the shoulder people that I don't get? But you've done it. But you did you ever sit there all days and think, oh, but think about all these other businesses that need us as well? Or were you so heavily focused on allied health you knew that was where the market was? Or did you ever think, what about the clothing company I'm missing out on? Did you ever think that?
Yes or no. Yes, in the initial, everyone, we are so hungry sometime, you want every business, but in time, you matured and you understand and you learn. You can't be doing everything for the whole, every client is a client, every patient is my patient. I think that you got to, right message need to amplify to the right audience. So we picked up in early days, and I'm very blessed with, some of the mentors who have helped me in the journey, understanding the healthcare market. And then we focused on that, now looking around the whole full service. So, I think that's just start with small, but the end, who knows?
Do you mind if I ask, who were your big influences? So who were the big mentors that you learned from early days and are still learning from now? I always like to pick the brains of our people. Who are you learning from?
One of them here is in marketing, especially. There's so many people. I'm so blessed with coming from that background. And here, one of them is Paul Mccarthy. He's a rock star marketer, one of the leading marketer in Australia. His Kpis and goals are just the gold nuggets. So I have been very blessed with him. And another guy, he also cheers in our board these days, Brad Tononi. He's a top sales strategist of Australia. So there's two people, but there's so many other people like in Alan Wise, who is in US. His contents are so provocative and compelling. There's another friend of mine who lives in Adelaide, great guy, Gary Edwards. So there's so many people I can name, but the point is, as long as you are willing to learn and you have that mindset, people you find the people. So yeah.
what do I say? What people say, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And everyone I speak to on this program, they've got a circle of people around them that they've learned from, and I always ask who they are. So a typical week now, probably what's a typical week for you? You're doing this work with VIS. What else? What's a typical week?
Well, that's something different.
Like that one?
Yeah, like it. Well, I put people think, oh, you're focusing on this, but as I said, our values is having that coming back to, it's not every client is not just a new client. Our aim is to make that client as a raving fan. So my position in the company or VIS is a CEO. Now, don't get me wrong. CEO is not about chief executive officer, but it's all about the experience officer. So I'm fully dedicated about getting that experience for our clients and getting the feedback. So initially, I'm involved on the pre-meetings, and really finding out the right experts to help our clients or to help the new prospects to find this right solution for them, and that's what makes us different in the market. We don't just go and sell anything. We are here pretty much finding out the right solutions or tailored solutions for our client, because many times, as you know, Paul, having that trusted opinion, trusted sounding board is so critical. And in marketing, many companies are out there, they're trying to sell and flog you up, but we position ourselves are very different in the market. We give the right solutions. If we don't have, we recommend to the people who we know, like, and trust.
Are you a techie guy for a bit? Are you into the tech and can you do all the coding and all that sort of stuff? Or did you?
Yes or no, Paul? Yes or no? Great question again. That is so relevant to our friends here who are watching or listening this. Yes or no? Yes, in the one brain, yes. If I switched on the tech brain, I mean, I can, even I forget to eat and sleep and drink and anything. So I don't want to go there. And other brain is more on entrepreneur sides, more on experience, more on adding value to our clients. So two sides, yes. And I tend to not to go on the other side, tech brands. I can do, it's like, other day in our office, one of the computers been something happened, and And I was trying to, and obviously the technician says it will be, your Dell computer says couple of, it is in priority, but it will take about 2 days. And I'm thinking, okay, let me fix it. I was like whole day, I was like trying, and my wife said, oh my God, again, technician is right here. So just leave that, they will come. So, and it's always always a juggle. And it is easy to say, Paul, because when you have that technical background or, clinical background, you always go back, you go back. And something you have to almost create a China wall, like, hey, look, this is gray area. I can do it, but just the timing wise. And then I focus on things which matters. So right now, if you ask me, the day-to-day is the things which matters in our business and life is what I do.
Yeah, and
I
you do it.
doing
You do it well. Like your team, you're the face of the business. Like everything's very personable. Like I like the branding and how you've done it. So it's certainly effective. So let's get into the guts of it. So how to brand your practice for recruitment and client attraction. And when I looked at your stuff originally, I thought, well, okay, I really like to find out more about how you're doing your recruitment and other things. So why is branding so important when it comes to recruitment and client attraction? Tell us about branding.
Great question, Paul. I mean, I think, COVID, obviously, it has got such a hard time. We all have gone through, with the appointments, reappointments, booking, and with all these different levels. Obviously in Melbourne, we had such a, Melbourne clinics, Melbourne practices have such a hard time in understanding even which levels they are in. So it was very, very hard. And then obviously patients rebooking, follow them up. There's a lot of things we have gone through. And now I hopefully we in this post-COVID, we are seeing right now the two challenges mainly. One is obviously recruitment, how to find the quality team. And second thing is how to find a quality patients, not any patients, right patients for the, so client attraction. And if I can, let me unpack here, what does that mean is recruitment mainly is all about how to be the employer of the choice. So how you are adding the value, and if the list and that can be something, it goes on hand in hand. It's not about just bringing the people and just giving them a 1 or 2 days training. It also goes with the brand values, brand cultures, what exactly you believe on, what is your ethos. So all those things are so critical to have that package, if you like. A second thing, if I can unpack, is new clients, is how to generate the quality clients. What is the clients are looking? Yes, you are doing a day-to-day initial consultation, but what does that look like? The bigger clients, who are the bigger clients? So really, these two challenges we are seeing right now, and surprisingly, one way or another, Paul, branding plays vital part in both of these, because it's here we are marketing to patients or clients. Here we are marketing to employees or the right people. So it applies in both hand in hand.
I grew up on the Dan Kennedy sort of direct response style marketing, very, very text heavy, and I must admit, I'm struggling a little bit with the whole idea of branding, because they used to say in Kennedy world that any branding you got was a byproduct of your direct response marketing. Yeah, so whereas there seems to be a bit of a change now that's more about like the image you're presenting, the visuals. Like, is that right, or am I just being an old school dinosaur with my
totally right, Paul. I mean, the things have changed so much. I mean, now if people in a healthcare business, typically they use word of mouth, but word of mouth now has become a word of online. And it is going more and more. It's not going to less, because even if you refer someone, guess what? People are going to check still. They check Google, they check social media, they check even reviews. Or like Paul have referred us, they go and check who the clients are, who they are working with. So it's all that social proof is so critical, Paul, right now. And what we have found is managing over 100 plus accounts and clinics and practices all over Australia. What we have found is, pretty much the recruitment side. I mean, let's go a little bit deeper here on the recruitment side. Is important, especially having that, having the dedicated pays. So I'll show you. What does that mean is, having that dedicated page on the website.
Well, remember, not everyone's going to be getting the video of this.
Okay.
So if you can just tell us, or give us a URL to go to and talk about.
Yeah, sure. So a couple
you
of
can share it on the video, those that are watching it. But if you're listening to the audio, give them a web page to go to.
Okay, so one of the clients is bodyrightealthcare.com.au. If you go to the right hand side, then what you would find is pretty much a career page where the client where your employee can go there. So what I'm trying to say here is dedicated recruitment page would be better in your website, so people can go there and people can find out more, share the experience. Now also other things which is a very trending. Getting back what you just said is more rather than text heavy, more than an image sort of things, is people are more putting up on the LinkedIn and social media, including Instagram, Facebook, celebrating the employees' progress on the website. So pretty much they are saying that hey, look, this is the culture we have got, this is the things, hey, if it is a right fit, check us out. So that's sort of the ways people are deep diving, especially the different generations. We are, more than
hang on. So they're case studying the successes of their team on social media platforms with maybe a call to action at the bottom. If you're interested about joining our team,
correct,
or if you want to know more about it, so they're case studying their successes.
Correct, Paul. So case studying the success, what you have worked, adding those employees now. I don't believe, I mean, especially right now, the challenge in recruitment is, many practices which we are seeing is, hey, we have just put it on the Seek, we have just put it in Indeed, couple of platforms, that's about it. But we are struggling to get the right employees. Guess what? Marketing doesn't work that way, or branding doesn't work that way. It's like, I always use this term, spray and pray. And pray. It doesn't work that way. You have to build that momentum to get that thing. So which means, create the process. So the new employees, they want to see a social proof, add that on your social media mix, and then followed with a call of action very clearly on your dedicated page. So now one thing which is also working very well on recruitment is video, Paul. I'm not sure, I have got a couple of videos, even I can show you some samples there, or send your viewers a couple of the samples after this, so they can check out the videos. Like photos speaks thousands words, videos speaks 10,000 words. So even sometimes short videos, the cultures, the ethos, the values, what the experience of the past intern or past employees, what they are finding about having that flexibility, whatever the key drivers are, amplifying those is a key, Paul.
What was the URL? What page one you'd recommend they go to?
One is, many for our clients, but I will send you a couple of links as well. So they can.
The one you said just then, though, you had one that you were referring to a minute ago that you said your client. What was the URL?
Body Healthcare, right?
Okay, bodyhealthcare.com.
Yeah, bodyhealthcare.com. Now, this is another client. I know many people can't see. This is for Better Have. If you see this video, like pretty, it says.
In my last year, I was looking for someone that was supportive and exciting, and somewhere that is better rehab. I really like that you guys.
Okay, do you want to pause that there, Prabin? Because again, our audience can't see that. But what's the URL where that page is?
That's a YouTube channel. If you go to Better Rehab, just in YouTube, and then you can see beautifully the videos there, how they have done it, Better Rehab. So it says about the clinical recruits, how clinically people are recruiting, again with taking that past experience.
A couple of others as well. I was speaking to one of your team members yesterday. Google Complete Care Physio. You don't do it, but audience today, go to Complete Care Physio. There's a really cool video. You got to go, I think, to services and click on the join our team or careers page, because they've got a very nice social proof video. You can see it, and it was beautifully shot. Like there's the team sitting around having a drink and a coffee, and then they're doing some education and they're laughing. So it's a very well constructed video. The other ones, we did one for Canberra Spine Centre. Check out Canberra Spine, Google Canberra Spine Centre. And there's a video there. And what John, our client, did on his page, he interviewed all of his team members. So he's got probably 6 or 7 of them. And they, why do you like working at Canberra Spine Centre? And that just very nice social proof as well on that website. The other one, Lindsay did out of mymobilephysio.com, because she did, again, interviewing the team, putting more proof on the site. And this is all on their careers pages. So I think what Prabim is saying, have a dedicated career page, load it with lots of social proof, lots of testimonials from team members, because that's what the new team members are looking for these days. You'd love this, Prabim. We also did the Practiceology preferred employer series.
Right.
So I interviewed these owners.
Oh, yeah.
And, hi, Paul Wright here from Practiceology. We're speaking to the preferred employers in physiotherapy, and I just talked to them about their business, and they then put that on their website. So it's a branding. Gee, they've been interviewed by Paul Wright on the preferred employer series, which just helps credibility. Anyway, so you don't have to interview by me, but the idea is put your careers page together, have lots of proof on it, and something that makes people look at it that stands out. What other platforms? We've talked about the website. So what are some of the platforms, areas that practice owners must not overlook, Prabim, when they're talking about branding and marketing?
Yeah, I think I'm a great, even though I'm in a marketing, I believe on less is more, Paul, because trying to do too many things and then sometimes getting confused is not what you want. So less is more. So typically right now what we are seeing is great attraction. Obviously through, if I have to go through the websites, then websites comes with the SEO and organic side. SEO and reviews is something which is so important. I mean, some of our common clients, even now, they are realizing, now I'm finding the digital is like my another practice, because I have always, fascinated to buy this clinic. Physically, I never thought about the power of internet. But now with this COVID and what's going on, I'm thinking and I'm putting the investment that it is like the separate clinic. And that's exactly the mindset, we need to adapt, because yes, it's cost, but it is an investment. It's like, when you go and build any new practice, then there will be fit outs, there will be this, there will be compliance. There's 100 things there. It's the same thing applies. So I would say pick up with 3D, website. You got to have a great website. And just recapping what we touched on before on the dedicated page, you can have corporate videos, or as you said beautifully there, short videos, a couple of employees who can create social proof. So our other one, which we are doing for a lot of the clinics in dental and physios, is especially why patients are looking, why me, why this practice, why this service, all about why. So if you could answer these three ways on your websites, on your social medias like Facebook, Instagram, which is on the trend, is a key. And then obviously that's why whether some of them, I'm seeing also some of the specialists are using TikTok nowadays. So it's again their choice. I think the less is more, doing the quality rather than quantity, trying to be in a Twitter and everywhere, and then another XYZ platform. And every new platform comes in every single day. So instead of that, focusing on 3 to 5 channels, do it well, is a key, Paul.
I like the differentiation, Prabin, that you've just put down. There's the bricks and mortar part of your business, the patients, the current patients, the doctors, the things that have worked. And then there's this whole separate animal that is the online business. How do I get my message into the ether? So, and splitting them up, I kind of like the approach, because it can be overwhelming if you think about everything 100%. At once. But
100%.
But think about it as almost as a separate business.
Yeah.
And then you start doing the reviews and the Google ads and everything else you decide to do is part of the online business. You touched on SEO. Can I quickly just delve into there for a second?
Sure, no problem.
What have we got to do from an online perspective these days with SEO? If we're trying to get our search engine, obviously you're saying Google reviews are a big part of that.
Yeah.
What are some of the best practices these days for getting your practice noticed, your website noticed on SEO terms?
SEO again, Paul, SEO has always been, I mean, been there, and it will always, there's Google not gonna to uh, change the algorithm or sort of thing. So SEO is something which is a critical component for to find. And obviously, when you Google, there are other platforms as well, like LinkedIn is coming well with SEO built in now. Instagram is also adding those keywords as well. So, but first, at the moment, right now, if I have to say, website is the best vehicle for you, because these other platforms change and they come and go. And it's very hard, you don't have much control on algorithms, but through the website is a sort of a hub which channels out to all the things, all this. So what exactly an SEO? People always talk about, oh, look, we'll do SEO once we build the website, and once we start ready on the marketing and advertisement, we'll do that. We'll come back to this. Let's just focus on the graphics. Let's just focus on image and context and all those sort of things, which is fine. But I must say, with the experience what we have in last 15 years, that doesn't work. So be clear on from day one. Which means who are your, I mean, it's again all things, Paul. Who are your target market? Who is the clients you are trying to serve? What's the interest? What's the buyer's persona? Still, it is so relevant. People think, oh, look, we just do it, but it doesn't work that way. And then they spend like $7,000, $10,000, $20,000, and then they come to someone like us and, hey, look, our website is not found, no one type our practice name, it's not found in Google. When they type the treatments or this, nothing is coming, our shop is not coming, we are hardly get any leads, inquiries from our website. We just wasted all our money on 10,000, 15, 20,000 on branding. And that is the thing which I hear every single day. So which means you have to, do it end in mind. What exactly you're trying to achieve here through the website. So
you're saying, so we think about our keywords, think about our, what are the words? So if I know, check out Chris Milky's site, check out it's Milwaukee in the States. You can't type in Milwaukee podiatry without Chris Milky's site being everywhere, because he went after Milwaukee podiatrist, looking for a podiatrist in Milwaukee. Now, I know we've heard about keyword stuffing but within reason. Like if I'm going to search looking for a podiatrist in Milwaukee, and Chris Milky's there with his website, and he's got Milwaukee and the trusted provider of podiatry services in Milwaukee, if that's all over the site, he's got to be a chance of being found. But if you go in without that, you're going in with a branded thing of all these fancy things, but people aren't searching for that.
Yeah. Absolutely, Paul. So critical on keyword, but more than that, if I can add you, which many designers, even many marketers, they missed it. We used to, just go and design. I always use these three principles: feel, function, and found. They always think about feel. Oh, I gotta have a nice color, and we spend 3 months here on designing, and then function. Oh, what the content goes, all these lead magnets, and then found. They miss everything, which means literally there is no, when you go back. One step back is when you go back, you can't see your trust pages. There is no any clear map, clear structures there. Just adding the page doesn't help you. Google will find, and just thinking, oh, I want to be a top podiatrist here in Melbourne CBD. I want to be this. I want to locate it. It doesn't work that way. We just have to first create. The first step is to understand. Once you understand who your demographic, who your ideal clients, who the services are, then create a trust, create that whole the trust pages, different pages and whole structures. Once you have that blueprint or sort of the structures, then only you can think, okay, so I'm pretty clear. Okay, so the purpose here of this website is tick, whatever that might be. Brand awareness, I want to get 5 inquiries a week. I want to get 10 inquiries for this, whatever it might be. Just make it very clear on each trust pages. And once you have that clarity, and then you would think, okay, based on that, what we created, the trust pages, what are some keywords people are typing? What is the trend? That's one. Second thing, you can also do a bit of research on what your competitors are doing and look on their pages, what resources are they adding. So it's a bit of homework there. And once you have that clarity, once you have that blueprint, if you like, then we can then only go and design and the mock-up design and go from there. But many people, they just start with design. And that's where the end game. And then they come someone to us and, hey, look, we have designed, we spent this much of in branding. I don't think the branding works. These guys, and I'm just sick and tired with dealing with this supplier, graphic designer tell me this, web designer tell me this. Now you are saying SEO do this. So I'm really lost. And these are typically the feedback we get from our clients, which means
is blogging. Is a blog an important part? We used to talk about having a blog because your site was then current and active. Is that still applicable today?
Yep, that's absolutely applicable, Paul. Blogging, only thing if I would say is a right mix. Not just the text for SEO perspective, but text in a humanly way is important. It's not like, yes, we are trying to get the robots algorithms to take it, which is fine. But guess what? We are more looking for, if it is found easily, then what you are thinking, you're more conversion. So if there is so many text, like text, people just have no time. And most of them, 90% of our visitors are on the mobile. So they have no chance. In 3 seconds, we got to hit it. So the reading that text in 3 seconds, it's almost impossible. So they would like to see images, the logos, the suppliers' logos. They want to see a quick video. Video is also very less than a minute or two, don't need long. So it's, again, thinking from end perspectives, Paul, if that's really helpful.
So you've worked with lots of healthcare brands from what we've seen so far, and they often provide similar. So I'm sure they do. There's similarities in what they all do. Yep. How do you then identify the sweet spot for them? Like if we talk about online branding and lead generation for each of them, because if they're all doing, maybe I'm being general, they're all doing the same thing. How are you finding a sweet spot to target for each of those clients? What do you do in your business to do that?
So you mean what makes us different in the
well, how do you identify what's different about them? How do you, if you've got a new client? If you've got a client, let's say there's a podiatry client and there's other podiatrists around, how do you then help them brand themselves to stand out from their competitors?
Oh, cool. Okay, so that's a great question, Paul. And if some of the viewers, I know they would only get this audio part, but if I can show it very quickly, this as well. So pretty much we come up with the different stages in our 15 years of experience working with healthcare industry. We have come up with the practice growth model, if you like. So if I can quickly go through, this is something along that start with different labels. The first one is possible. So possible clinics are looking like, they are doing everything they possibly can to run the healthcare business. But the problem is they are taking a lot of time and investment and struggling. And then they're thinking, okay, so the next level up, we call them as a potential. This is where the chance to realize the potential of the business. Your business has grown a bit and you've started to realize some of the potential that it has. That means you got to have a better team. You have identified the clear, some clear processed goals there. Now, third one.
Hang on. Keep that up. So go back to put that, because I'll just explain for those that are watching it. So we start out as a possible. So our possible people, and we're possibly going to be great. So team, time, and investment. So we're possibly going to be great. We then move into potential, the next level.
Yes.
Where we start setting our goals. So we've worked out from the base level, from the possible level, Prabin, this business might do okay.
Yes.
The potential level, okay, we've got a basic structure. We're now going to then see, well, let's maximize the potential of this thing. So we go to the next level,
and then you realize the potential. Yes.
So we've minimal viable product. We've possibly, we've opened this practice. It's got some traction, so it's got some legs.
Yeah.
Now let's start going after the potential.
Absolutely.
And then we go to
is a productive, Paul, which means third type business productive, which means your team is working well together. You have good revenues coming, customers coming in. You are in a positions where you can scale the business to expand into multiple practice, or it might be, not scale. Sometimes you're thinking, hey, look, I've done it like 10 years, 12 years. We have been productive. We've been good team, good, we're scalable, but probably it might be a time where we just want to sell it in a profitable business. So that's fine as well, whichever your aspirations are. So that is 3 levels what we are seeing, Paul. However, these things which I see all the time is a painful.
So those that I said, so we've got possible, potential, and productive stuff on top of each other, and we've just tacked on underneath at the bottom, painful.
Absolutely, Paul. And as you know, Paul, it reminds me all those. I mean, we have got a, we all started with someone very small, but these are the people who have no time, no mentoring, no plans, no guidelines. They just rock the floor every day. That's it. That's what I say. They have, and they, sometimes even they have no plan, and this is very difficult. And these are the people. Don't get me wrong. There's a two difference. I was talking with one of my mentor, and I was telling, look, having that health practitioners and having that health practice business owners or entrepreneurs is totally two different things. And I picked up so much in your blogs as well, and the content is two separate things. So probably these people's or these health practitioners, dentists or physios or chiro or any therapy or pediatricians, any healthcare, I would, if they are on this state, it is important to understand what their strengths are. And realize quickly. Otherwise, that will, that is very difficult, and that may be a costly exercise for them in life and business. Because guess what? In 5 years, you're trying to be in painful state. It's going to be very, very hard, Paul.
And a lot of people, I just look through the stages. So painful, possible, potential, productive. And I think, where are you guys on that list? Where
absolutely.
Where are you as you move through
now,
this?
Other thing, when we work with most of the clients, Paul, what they aspire to is they want to be a top physios in Melbourne CBD. They want to be top dentists. They want to be top practice, healthcare practice, and which is perfectly fine. Not that everyone aspires, but these are the clients we typically work with. So what does that also means? It comes with a premium. So they are looking, hey, look, we are productive, we are good, but we want to really be a premium in the market. We are not just I use this term as a Mickey Mouse. We are not just another Mickey Mouse here trying to run the show. We want to aspire here. We want to be a world class. We want to be top at least in our local area. So that's where if they believe on if they believe on this message, if that's their why, all we do is we amplify it. We are there as their support arm for them, as a growth partner. So a lot of the clients starts with, obviously, with the possible potential, they quickly understand the productive, and their aspiration is to be a premium in the market, which means more clients, more revenues, more profits. And they don't have to really think about the small cases or small things, because here, again, less is more. You are working on quality rather than just the quantity.
Okay. Let me play the devil's advocate as I tend to be here. So as the direct response numbers guy,
yes.
I've got a business that's going okay, and I'm looking at someone to help me brand or to improve my online presence. How are you going to track your performance? How do we know we're getting value for money from our agency or from our marketing people? If I come and I get my website done with you, what's my ROI? Help me understand the tracking or the results aspect of what we're getting from marketing companies.
So in terms of, so can you?
How can I, if I come and engage, how do I know I'm getting value for money? How do I track my results?
Yep, absolutely. So that's, and that's one of the things which we highly focused on, Paul. Two things pretty much. One is obviously results with relationship. That's it. That's what we focused on, and bringing the clients, as I said you before in our call, is every client is not just another new client. Every client is a raving fan for us. So when they come in, typically we go as a service provider, Paul, which I'm sure many of in many healthcare or any of our business sides go as a service, though, which means many people think, oh, look, probably Praveen, help us on SEO, help us on branding, help us on videos, help on Facebook, help us on XYZ, whatever it might be. And our time frame is within the 90 days. We want to make sure that we want to make sure that the clients get return of investment, whether that may be 5x, 7x, 10x, whatever it might be. But our KPIs is 90 days time frame. We want to make sure that we hit that from the day one as a service provider. So then after that, as you know, many many healthcare professionals, they have time poor. Then our aim is to be a done for you solution. So by then we would understand the practice more, we would understand their clientele more, we will understand, and then we will be able to provide the done for you services, which means making their life easy, looking after their marketing, looking their ROIs, making sure that right patients coming in, right inquiries coming through. So that is typically we focus in done for you solution. The other thing
so going back to results, the service provider level,
Mhm.
does it mean I'm going to be ranked on a certain number on Google, or what's the metric? So what are we measuring? Is it site visits? Is it what am I measuring? I love a good measurement. I'm an analytical guy. What am I measuring?
Absolutely. And if you can't measure, you can't see the result. You can't improve. So that's a good point. So what we would understand, Paul, is, and that's where typically, our clientele, and when they come back, they will say, oh, look, I have built this, 20,000 websites. Now and I'm starting this SEO for last 6 months. All I'm getting, Praveen, is every month I get this 20-page report, this and this. And honestly, Praveen, I have no time to even sit and think this report. I just summarize me. Even they have no time. They even don't know what they are thinking. What do you think? Yeah. That's sort of the always questions they ask me, which is understandable. That's how market is trying to sort of confuse. I think it's confuse the whole market. But in our case, when any clients typically comes in, we would be very clear on the KPIs. What are the expectations? So let me put that why. Suppose if we are doing a branding for our clients, then we would first ask is, understand what exactly the branding is for. Is this for recruitment? Is it for clientele? And typically then why that video, once we build that video or brand for that branding video, then where does that video goes for? Okay, that goes for Facebook, that goes for Instagram, that goes for XYZ. Then what exactly results are you looking for from that video? Because obviously if you build the right video, it will cost you whatever the XYZ investment is, but what exactly you are looking from that video. So we understand all those KPIs, and really one step backward for two step forward, Paul. So in the SEO, if you talk about SEO, same thing. It's not about just the graph, the visitors graph or this graph or the 20-page report. What we would be, all we are measuring is week by week, how much patients coming through every week. So as a healthcare practitioner, you are clear, we are clear, and that's our point of difference, is, making everything clear week by week. And we use different tools, different strategies to back it up.
So KPIs for you, if you're sitting down with a client, Praveen, and let's say you're doing a recruitment plan for them, you'd want to show them how many people went to this recruitment page, how many people contacted you from that page, how many applicants did you get? And it's the same for patients. You do, well, so many people visited this page, so many people booked a consultation. So it's again consult numbers or interviews of applicants. Is that the simple metric?
Absolutely. So if I can show you quickly, very, very quickly, is the lead report. Every week when we send a report, this is like, we would be very clear how much the leads, 14 leads, organic, SEO, AdWords. Okay, this is from our leads. So it makes very, we bring it out very clearly. If they want to deep dive every week, they can just check it. This is our internal reporting. So everything was pretty clear on each reports, on organic, where it's coming from, which services they are going, Google Ads, what campaign they are doing, Google My Business, how people are typing, what leads are coming through, is doing just the review, is just doing the review, or really it is bringing us client. We really get everything from all the data, Paul. So marketing is done not just old or traditional way, but really backing up with the data, and that we have proved in several companies, including some of the corporates like Bupa. The referrals is 755. This is just within 30 days time. 217 existing patients, 255 new patients. So these are some examples like that. Just the branding side. Now other sides is PR success. We have also helped some clinics, including Paris Clinics, Optometry Australia, worth of massive, results over 200,000 media coverage we have done in Channel 7, Channel 9. All those sort of things we keep in place for these metrics.
So what I'm hearing, you've got to go in. Let's say you're engaging someone to do this branding for you. You've got to go in knowing what you want them to achieve for you. They will help you identify the the specialization of what you're good at. But go in with some metrics. Make sure you're getting measurement of site visits, of results, how many consults are booked from it. Go in with your eyes open about what you expect. Otherwise, it might look good, but it might not sell anything, which is obviously the concern of the direct response marketer. The site looks great, but it doesn't work.
True. Now, can I just add something there, Paul? Now, those viewers or listeners who are watching, they might think, then Paul, how do I really know that what I'm asking? Well, that's a great question. If I would be in here, because I'm only thinking clinical thing. So that's a great question. How do I know what to ask? Then that's where people like you, Paul, comes in, right? Mentor, because then you would say, okay, what you're trying to achieve, what is your bigger goal? What is your higher goal? What you're trying to do. People like mentors, people like accountants. I mean, one of our accountant who specialize on healthcare, he refer us about 80-90% of his clients. Simple. The reason is when he look profit and loss statement, they have picked up some another company, spent 10,000, 8,000 Google ads, not producing anything, not producing any KPIs. And they would say, and someone like him, he would say, okay, look, the number not looking good. If we do continue in for next 2-3 years, we may have to close the practice. Probably when speak with someone like Praveen, have a chat. Just have a chat. Throw some example, because you are trying to build, buy another practice. You are trying to scale it up. But if you repeat the same inefficiency in every practice, the problem is bigger problem. We're not trying to solve here. So we really need to streamline that process and system so that we understand what we're trying to achieve.
At what stage, Praveen, do you start paid advertising? So let's say you've done your brand, you've got your website, you're happy with, or do you start it before you do that? Like, when do you start Google ads, Facebook, if at all?
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about that in the VIS world. When do you do, or how do you decide if you're going to do it at all?
Okay, so pretty much, if I can share this screen, Paul.
You'll have to talk me through it as well.
We have to talk. Actually, that's
audio
okay.
audience.
So pretty much, if you would ask me when would we start, I mean, many clients again comes with us is, hey, look, start branding, start advertisement ads. And we're thinking, okay, so what exactly you're trying to do in the ads? And say, oh, we need, we have spent 20,000 in branding, all these SEO, whatever XYZ, but really we hardly have any clients. We don't have any clients. We would be dying here. All our practitioners are just sitting here, literally doing nothing. And then we're thinking, okay, so what have you done in the past? Then when we go back to the website page doesn't load. It's so slow. It is not compelling. There is no right message there. And then what's the point of doing the advertisement? So probably, Paul, with the due respect, we would give it a miss. We can't help them. So if anyone, unless they have a really compelling brand, there's something we can work, then definitely we can go. But our step on advertisement is level 3. So level first, we start with branding, having that world-class, as I've shown you, being the premium in the position. And not everyone have to be right now, but at least thinking from possible to productive and thinking, okay, what am I capable of, going on a higher, different labels. Once the brand is pretty clear, a brand ethos, brand values, the page is found in Google, the reviews are really good. They have 60, 70. I mean, one of our common clients, Liz, we have using this system as a podium, SMS system, to get more reviews. So we can use the system like that. But the idea here is to brand collateral must be right before marketing. And once we do a marketing, so marketing and advertisement is a little bit different, Paul. What does that is? Marketing is more thinking for organic, for the companies to think about when they are typing Google company, the PR, brochures, all those sort of things goes on marketing. But advertisement, once they are ready on marketing, then only we would go on level 3 as an advertisement. Then, like using the ads like Google ads or Facebook ad or Instagram ads. Otherwise, guess what? You're spending all this money, 50, 60, 100, 200, 300, 500, or even $5,000 in a day for these ads. And when the ads will show up, but when they click, if it doesn't convert, what's the point? And that's where a lot of businesses are thinking, almost, I would say, closing the eyes, and you're just putting the money. That's it. Nothing
So,
much.
so you're a fan of getting the foundation right first before going down the paid ad marketing.
100%.
Now there's an argument, and I'll play the devil's advocate again. If my website might be rubbish, my branding might be rubbish, but can't you produce me a good landing page? Could you start a Google Ads campaign and send them just to a landing page, an opt-in, or just a lead gen page without the full website?
It's a great point. It's a great point, Paul.
You guys must love talking to me.
No, I am loving our conversation. Actually, I'm loving it, and it also, you have to be tactical enough, because when you are, almost, in 15 years in business, different clients have different problems, different aspires, and so what we do at Viz, we understand, we break it down into immediate plan, short-term plan, long-term plan, 3 plans. So immediate is 30 days plan, short-term is, just to give you perspective, 90 days, and mid-term, long-term is over 6 months. Now, if I would, if that's okay, if I can ask, okay, Paul, we are doing ads, but what exactly, yes, we can run the landing page, but what exactly you're trying to look?
I'm trying to get new patients in today.
Okay.
I want a quick win.
Quick win. Sure, no problem. So, in about, you're saying that quick win, what does that mean is, right now, I can imagine then your practitioners are just ready to serve. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, they've got empty space in their diary, and I need to pay the bills. Is this how do I get more patients?
Understand. It would be so frustrating to have something like that. So what we can do, Paul, is probably we can have yes, we understand, because you don't have the website fully functional, everything. And then, you have got other plans. However, we will just break that up. So what we are looking is, we would be creating this page, getting that short-term plan, getting the ads running. So yes, we can do it, but for a short term. However, that's thinking only the short term or cheap leads or bringing that cheap doesn't really solve our problem, Paul. So to answer your question, yes, but it depends. It depends.
I'm right. And as you answer the question, that could work for a short term, but then Google changed its algorithm. The prices go up, that then stops.
That's it.
And you're back where you started. So you're laying a longer term foundation for me to build
100%.
And let me own the audience, not just let Google Ads own my audience.
100%. And that's where, even like other day, one of our high-end clients in dentistry, especially, where, she have another company. I don't want to mention, it's a so small world. They're just doing on Facebook. They're spending about $20,000 just in Facebook every month. $20,000 every month. And then obviously algorithm changed, and a few things happen, and then and obviously the decline has been because obviously Facebook now changed to Meta, which means there's a lot of things happening in the algorithm. It's not showing to the right audience. Healthcare more hard. It's not going. It's a lot of ads are disapproved, and it is like downsizing. It is in last 3 months. It's all from December onward, everything is going down, and that's where this client freaked out. And he had 5 other clinics. And he said, okay, look, it was great before because all things just coming from Facebook. We never thought about uni-channel marketing. Just focusing on only one marketing, never thought about the value of a website, never thought about the value of reviews or SEO. Now we are in trouble, Praveen, help us. So this sort of things is very difficult, to solve. So we need to have a clear plan. Yes, we may start with short-term goal, but very quickly, within 3 to 4 weeks max, we have to move to immediate to short-term goals.
Yeah, good answer, mate. Because I love putting it out there for you guys, because it depends on what do I want now. But as long as you understand the limitations of your strategy, there is a danger to what you're doing at the moment by just doing that. And I know we've got to go. One quick question on it though. Do you when you start your paid ads? Do you go Google, then Facebook, then Instagram? Is there an order of what you do in which way, or it depends on the client?
Great question again, Paul. So it comes with, I hate to talk about money and budget and all those something, but it is important these days, because not gone were those days we just say, we just put it out there, it doesn't work, and organic is getting very less and less and less and less. There is no attraction literally. So what you got to start is, rather than again, going back, what I said is less is more, rather than trying to be in every channels, better focus on right channel. So when we work with the clients, typically what we do is we without experience, and again, experience matter here. With like if we're working in the physios on CBD, then we know that okay, this is the thing. Google Ads is a pretty good on quantifying and the good leads. So we start with Google Ads. And then see how it is that look like. But sometimes Google Ads might be a little bit dearer. They may think, oh, look, it's a bit expensive. The call of click per call is a little bit expensive. Then we may find out another angle. But I would not suggest our clients or your viewers or listeners, hey, look, go and find out 3 to 5 channels and put the money there. It doesn't work that way. So what we are aiming is start with one channel, find out what works there. And then if you have a secret recipe, and then use that recipe in different channels, which means you will literally maximizing your return of investment.
Okay. Well, I've got you. I can't help myself. LinkedIn ads for recruitment for health professionals. Is that effective at all? Doing paid LinkedIn ads to get recruitment for health professionals? Is anyone doing it, or is it too expensive for what they're getting?
Well, again, it depends. It depends, Paul. If it is a very small clinic and depends upon the clinic, depends upon the role, depends upon what exactly you are looking for. Let me put that way. First, if you're looking like, okay, look, I'm just looking for a receptionist. I'm looking for just the lower, or I'm just looking for practitioner, then Facebook, Instagram might be good, right? Or practitioners, maybe LinkedIn. So there's a very fine line between where to choose. If you're just a common employee, Facebook, Instagram is much better, quicker, faster results, because even here, some of our clients spending $300, $400, the applicants is quite 36, and it is just within 48 hours. So that is through Facebook. But if it is through, you're talking about LinkedIn, I need a certain clinical role on this, then obviously LinkedIn. I am looking for a practice manager or practice partner or whatever the bigger role, then obviously you need to hit in a LinkedIn ads. Probably what we are also doing for a number of the clients is also, if we are looking for the referrals campaign, then we are also helping them to drive the LinkedIn organically. So which means we are also sort of cherry picking up the right one, targeting rather than just the ads. I think, to be honest, if you ask me, that is working more better. But the only thing is either you have to do it, or you have to find someone like us or my LinkedIn specific team to have them and have a clarity who you are looking. And that's pretty good. The results we are seeing very comparable, very good, compelling results. Then because you know who you are choosing, and that gives a lot of options for you.
I've been a dinosaur marketer for years. I love LinkedIn. Finding health business owners for my market, and again, for my clients, they're on LinkedIn all the time, looking for therapists, looking for connections. Mate, that was sensational. How do people find out more about you and VIS? Where do they go? What have you got for them, Prabin? How can they get some help? What do you got?
Yeah, Paul, I mean, great to be see how I can be a trusted resource. I think the best way is if they can just type Prabin Gautam, but just my first name, last name in Google, you'll see my website. There is a practice growth consultation, 30 minutes. So just book that. And then and let's get the ball rolling.
I loved it because we did a podcast interview a little bit before this, and Prabin said, go to Google and type in my name. And I thought, hang on a minute, we've got a superstar online guy sending me to Google and typing in his name. So go to Google, type in Prabin, Prabin, Gautam, Gautam. And tell us, why do you send us to Google, not to your website page?
Look, it just, because it's everything open, Paul, these days, who you work with, what's the experience look like, who the team behind, everything is, because I believe in transparency. So rather than just saying, oh, just go to this page, but people may look everything. So I would just say, look, just type my name to see everything what you have and see if we are right fit. That's about it. And if you believe that, you can help, then definitely, whatever you give us world. So
brilliant. Go to Google, believe it or not, go to Google and type in Prabin Gautam and organize a chat with Prabin. As I said, I did a website review with his team yesterday, and it was brilliant. So highly suggest you get involved, see what he's got to offer, but a great guy, giving to the community. I love everything you've done, mate. So thanks for being part of the Profit Club program.
Thank you so much, Paul. Great, great to be here. And just last before I go, I think sometimes people say, "Oh, look, why specialist? Why?" But the thing is, it's always that specialist because they would understand the right audience, the APRA guidelines, and So I think there is a lot more sense as well. Having the right people in the business is so important, Paul. And thanks for giving this opportunity.
Absolute pleasure. We do the same. We provide mentoring services for health business because that's what we understand. We're health professionals ourselves. We know the market, we know the regulations. So look for someone who understands your business, which is why Probin is such a good operator. So go to Google, Probin Good Time, and see what you can find. Well done. Thanks, champion.
Thank you, Paul. Cheers.
Now, if you're not currently a member